Hey everyone, welcome to another review. As always, my name is Jay, and today I have a special guest. I'll let him introduce himself. Who are you?
Hey guys, I'm the Deblette. You've mostly seen me in, if you go to the Mini Wargaming page and you check out Banter Bat Rep number 39, you're going to see me play against Dave. It's the game where he played Tau. So, and just a spoiler, Tau won, as they should.
And you were also you were also in a Life of a Wargamer.
Yeah, I've been in one, the one where you kind of made all the puns about Tau. That one was pretty good. So yeah, I'm Deblette. I've been playing Blood Angels for since the end of 5th edition. So 6th ed was pretty hard on Blood Angels, and the coming of 7th ed didn't really change that much. So the new Codex has come out, and I'm kind of disappointed in some ways. Like Jay always says, I'm gonna try not to be a Debbie Downer, although there's a lot of things that don't make sense to me. I'm gonna try to bring the positive side if I can find it, and I hope you enjoy, guys.
Excellent. Yeah, exactly. We're basically, both of us are kind of on the same page when it comes to this Codex, but we'll try to stay positive and work our way on what you guys can improve. By the way, I noticed the video quality is a little bit laggy, people out there watching, so I apologize that, but at least with two of us, you'll get double the information and the points of view, and Mr. Deblette here is a Blood Angels player, true and true, so I figured it'd be awesome to incorporate him into my reviews, since I've played Blood Angels several times, but he knows the Codex even way better than I do, so it's a good combination. So today we're going to just cover, so in this video we're going to cover our first impressions, which Deblette has already basically said are very mixed about this Codex, I'd say. Pretty mixed. And we'll go over the Warlord Traits, the new Force Organization chart, and the relics, and discuss things. So Deblette, as you said, very mixed first impressions of this Codex.
They changed a lot of the old organization. They moved squads and units around a lot. A lot of stuff got moved from slot to slot. They gave Furious Charge to every squad, basically. You don't need a Sanguinary Priest to do that now. But I believe one of the big letdowns is every squad that had a jump pack and that could deep strike lost Descent of Angels. So that means that every squad that deep strikes with a jump pack, be it assault squads, death company squads, guards, vanguard veterans, they all scatter normally now.
Yes.
Before we had only a scatter of D6, but now it's 2D6 for everyone. The only way to get a squad that scatters only on D6 is to be lucky and hit the good Warlord trait.
Yeah.
Which Dante has. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, which is actually called Descent of Angels.
Yeah, exactly. So they removed that from every squad that could deep strike, and I believe that is going to hurt, because before you could have a pretty reliable deep strike. You knew you had only a 6-inch range of scatter, but now you're subject to the 2d6 like everyone else.
Yeah, and for me, one of the big changes was, I know that it seems like Games Workshop in 7th edition is trying to really streamline the game, remove a lot of the rules that make it, but the problem is, like with this Codex, to me, the biggest change, like removing the Assault Marines as troops, that's huge. Because what Blood Angels player wants to run Tactical Marines? Assault Marines were so much more fun.
Mm-hmm. And throughout, I read the fluff part of the Codex, and they go saying, yeah, well, the Blood Angels, they adhere pretty strictly to the Codex Astartes, but the assault squad are less likely to be left depleted. So it's like they use most tactical squad, but the assault squads will be replenished faster because they're like their style. They're supposed to be a fast insertion vanguard army, and now they lost pretty much everything that makes them a fast insertion vanguard army.
Yeah, and then I'd say for points wise, this codex, most things got points dropped to make it more in line with the 7th Division armies and Space Marines. Exactly. So most of the HQs got dropped, but as you said, huge force organization maneuver. They moved a bunch of elites to HQs to Lords of War. And for those, remember, I did say in all my live shows that I thought Mephiston was going to be Lord of War, and I was wrong.
He's not. We're the first codex to have 2 Lords of War since they promoted Dante and Gabriel Seth from the Flesh Terrors.
Yes. Exactly, and they're both pretty much the same as they used to be. They're both pretty solid. If you liked them before, you'd still want to take them as a Lord of War now.
Yeah.
And then again, they moved all the fast tanks to heavy, and so there can, if you want to take one single force organization chart, you can't take 6 Preds anymore.
Nope.
And then. Now the fast upgrade is an available upgrade for a couple of vehicles like the Vindicator.
Yeah, the Vindicator and the normal Predator lost fast by default, but you can pay 10 points to get it back.
Yeah. So in the end, it's not a terrible codex, but what I did find was they removed a lot of the really the big flavor of the codex. That made it Blood Angels. So yeah, that's our first impressions. But we're going to be, as I said, we're going to go over each force organization chart in detail and discuss why, and we'll also talk about what might work well with others. What do you think of the new? So it's a good place to start. What do you think of the new force organization chart for this?
Well, what they introduced is now you can have with the force org. In this book, you can get a force org that gives you a mandatory elite choice. You got 1 HQ, 1 elite, and 2 troops, and you can have 3 additional optional elite slots. So,
yes,
I believe their idea there is, well, we took out the Death Company things from the troops and put it in elites, so now you can take one, and it doesn't take the usual slot you took in the old codex. So I believe it's kind of like what they did there. I don't know if it's really their intent, but yeah, I've got a feeling it's kind of what they did. The thing to notice too, they took the Red Thirst away from all the Marines. The only way to get it is if you take the special detachment we're going to talk in the future video, a battle company, and if you take the new force org. So if you take the new force org, you have access, all your troops have, all your units, I believe, have access to Red Thirst. So that gives you 1 initiative on the turn you charge. So
plus 1 initiative. Oh, sorry, plus 1 initiative.
Yeah, plus 1 initiative on the turn you charge. So they've made it so that if you charge with the Blood Angels army using this detachment, you're going to get plus 1 strength for Furious Charge, for everyone's charge. And you're going to get plus 1. We've kind of got back the old Furious Charge from 5th Ed.
Yes.
But you need to charge. If you get charge, you miss all this. And I don't see myself really charging because I really want to with a tactical squad. Unless, the only situation where this would apply, where I want to charge with my tactical squads, is if I don't charge, I'm going to get myself charged. So I'm better off charging and getting plus 1 strength, plus 1 initiative, instead of losing it.
Yeah.
It's the only situation
exactly.
I believe would be.
It will force Blood Angel players to be really aggressive.
You have to play aggressive, and all the squads in this Codex are not really necessarily applied to being aggressive like that. I don't see scouts charging.
Scouts aren't really known for their charge capabilities.
So yeah, if you take this Force Org,
do you personally see?
If you take this Force Org,
sorry, I was just curious. Do you personally see people taking this Ball Strike Force Org, or do you think people are going to still take the standard Force Org from the rulebook?
I mean, the +1 initiative is kind of tempting, but the problem is you're going to lose objective secured. So the troops you've got in this detachment in the Force Org are moving towards other troop choices. But it's pretty much what they did with every Codex they released in 7th edition. All the detachments in the Codex lost objective secured. They got more bonuses aside, but they lost objective secured. So the way I see it, yes, it's probably a good option. I'm currently building a list. We're gonna discuss lists in another video, but I'm currently building a list using this detachment. So I'm gonna see maybe if I can find something that'd be viable.
Yeah, and then so let's go straight to the Warlord traits, because as you mentioned, Descent of Angels was a huge removal, but Descent of Angels is a Warlord trait, and if you do take this Force Organization chart, you can re-roll your Warlord trait like all the other rule books. So the first one is Red Rampage,
which gives you Rampage.
Ain't bad.
If your Warlord is like super buffed and super survivable, and he's alone, and he charges into a squad of, let's say cultists, well, he's gonna get like the bonus attacks. So not bad. Not bad.
No. Number 2 is the Speed of the Primarch, which basically gives +1 initiative to your Warlord.
Yeah.
Which again, not bad. Most of these guys have pretty good initiative to begin with, but it gives you a chance to maybe go before. If you're going against another Space Marine army, you get to go first.
Yeah.
And I guess that would stack. That would stack with, I guess, the Red Thirst.
Yeah. It doesn't stack. So yeah, it could give you a little edge if you're against fast armies like Eldar, Dark Eldar, some Tyranids.
Yeah, they probably don't.
Be
if they're against Tyranids, don't worry. I think they'll be okay. Number 3 is
Broodlord. Against a Broodlord could help.
That's true.
What's the initiative on a Broodlord?
7.
So you've got, let's say, a standard captain, with Red Thirst and with this, so yeah.
Yeah, same time probably as opposed to second. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Or you just hide in cover and then Broodlord goes at initiative 1.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Artisan of War. You nominate one weapon carried by your Warlord, and it becomes Master Crafted.
Which is not bad. Although it can be applied to any of the relics. Although they're pretty much all Master Crafted to begin with.
Exactly. Yeah, because you can't double Mastercraft. That would just be too silly.
Although...
that would be interesting.
So, yeah. I don't know what it would do. Could you reroll like 2 or...
Yeah, because you can't reroll a reroll. So maybe you just get double reroll.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. You get reroll 2 misses. That'd be kind of cool. Or all misses. Kind of like the old...
that'd be nice.
Like Tyranids had it. If you had double Scything Talons, if you had more than one set of Scything Talons, you get to reroll everything. Old rules. Number 4, Soul Warden, which gives your Warlord Adamantium Will. Now, this gives your guys a little bit of Psyker buffness.
And Mephiston got that by default.
Yeah, because he's the Psyker, so I guess that would make sense. But not too bad. Number 5 is the really important of Angels, which units in your Warlord's detachment with the jump, flyer, skimmer unit can reroll failed reserve rolls. In addition, jump and skimmer units from your Warlord's detachment arriving from Deep Strike scatter only D6 instead of the 2D6. But the wording is a little weird.
Look it out. How so?
Well, it says they scatter D6 inches less than they normally would.
Well, since normal scatter is 2d6, it gives you d6. I haven't seen much scatter being 2d6, more than 2d6.
That's true, but I would say a couple of people are arguing online that that this would mean you'd roll your 2d6 scatter, and then you'd roll another d6 and subtract it.
Oh, I see.
Because it d6 less.
I see. Yeah. Well, if you read it that way, it sucks.
That's what I mean. It sucks. Yeah, because normally the wording would be it would scatter 1d6 they probably use the word 1d6 as opposed to the normal 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious. People leave a comment. What do you think about that?
Yeah. So you throw 2d6. You take whatever comes out. You roll another d6 and subtract that. So if you rolled, if you're really lucky and you rolled only under 6 and you roll a 6 for your d6 less, you are not scattering.
Exactly.
But if you roll a 12 for scatter and then you roll only 1 and your d6 less, you're still scattering 11 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about that because it says the wording is just different, and in 7th edition I think they've been trying to be better on their wording. So I'm curious. Maybe they'll FAQ it because that's kind of the debate I've seen online. And then the final one is Heroic Bearing. Friendly armies and the Imperium units within 12 inches have Fearless. Fearless isn't bad.
Yeah, for every unit within 12 inches, so that's good.
Yeah, not bad at all. And it says friendly armies of the Imperium. So I'm guessing that means if you ally, right? Wouldn't you give them Fearless?
I believe so.
Yeah. I believe so. That's not bad.
Yeah, because it doesn't say, pretty much on the rule, units, Blood Angels units, or Blood Angels allied units, or, they really say friendly armies of the Imperium. So I guess you're right. Whatever you're allied with, if they're Imperium, they get it too.
Exactly. That's not too bad. For the next, so that's the Warlord traits. Overall, not bad. You know what? Pretty standard, good Warlord traits. I think some of them could be helpful. Descent of Angels is huge.
Although we're going to have to have some clarification on the wording. What does it really mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, again, people might just be overanalyzing, rules as written.
Which usually happens.
But to me, I really... Yeah. But our game. People like to debate about it. Yeah. So, how about next we go through the relics? What do you think about the relics?
They're not bad. Yeah. They're, from what I get, they're not bad. They're not necessarily really good, but they're not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. I really wish Mephiston had access to them.
Yeah. Although he's got, we're going to talk about that later, but he's kind of got his own little psychic power. So.
That's true. That is pretty cool. So the first relic is called the Angel's Wing. And it basically, a model with the Angel's Wing gains jump unit. And it can make kind of a cool shunt move once per game. No, sorry, that's a different one. The it can re-roll the scatter dice to determine their final position when arriving from deep strike, and may also re-roll rolls on the deep strike mishap table.
So if you fail
So
a
that's not
lot,
bad.
and then you get squished in the warp, you still have a chance of still being alive.
Yeah. Exactly. And furthermore, any models that target this unit as a result of the Interceptor special rule can only make snapfires.
Yep.
So if you have a very important squad you want to keep alive, this might help. If you have bad luck like me.
Well, a very important squad, you're gonna deep strike. Which now, without the Descent of Angels, I don't know if I'd want to deep strike that much.
Yeah, see, that was one of the huge rules that when they removed Descent of Angels and just made a Warlord trait, it's a huge change in the strategy. Yep. The next one's called the Crown Angelic. A model with the Crown Angelic has the Fear special rule. In addition, the enemy suffers a -2 penalty to leadership tests when taking fear caused by them.
So that one's nice. Especially, I believe,
there are a lot of things that cause fear.
It would probably be useful against Necrons.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Because they're 10, so they get down to 8.
Or even orcs.
Yeah. Yeah. Orcs, it would be brutal. Yeah, that would be
even
brutal.
Tyranids.
Yeah. Although unsynapsed creatures would be good too.
Exactly. So not bad. The Veritas Vitae. I can't ever pronounce these things. It generates... This is kind of cool, though. It generates an additional Warlord trait from the Strategic Traits table in the rulebook. Additional trait is the same as the first trait they generated. Roll again, in case they roll double on the Strategic trait.
Yeah, so if you got that one, you can either roll twice on the strategic table, or what you could do is roll on any other table, roll something, and then roll on the strategic table.
Yeah.
Although the strategic table is pretty much only used if you play Maelstrom of War missions.
Yes. Yeah, but again, could be interesting. The Galleon Staff, it's a really weird one.
Yeah.
It's a close combat weapon.
And can only be taken by Psychers.
And can only be taken by Psychers, exactly. And it is Strength +2, AP 4, which kind of is weird, Melee, Concussive, Force, and Rage Fueled. Which means
Well, it got the same stats as a normal Force staff.
Yeah.
Because a normal Force staff is +2 strength, 4 concussive force. But there's Rage Fueled. It says a model with the Galleon staff can reroll any dice rolls of a 1 when making a psychic test, but will immediately suffer a wound, with no saves of any kind allowed. For each reroll die is also a 1. So it can make it easy to cast psychic powers, but if you roll 2 1s in a row, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, so unless you feel no pain,
it could be brutal. And also, it's for each reroll dice.
Yeah.
So
it could help, but it could also kill you.
Yeah, if you roll double 1s and you roll another double 1s, you die.
And you're dead. Yeah.
So it's interesting. The Furia Ball is just a mastercrafted pistol, but it's strength 7 AP 2.
Yeah, so it's a mastercrafted plasma pistol, which doesn't get odd.
Exactly.
That's cool.
It is cool. I don't remember how many points it was, but it was. It wasn't that
25.
25 points. So it was not bad. I think it'd be interesting. And then the final one is Velour's Edge, which is a close combat weapon, and it's strength user AP 2 melee.
So a pretty good power sword.
Yeah, a good power sword. No extra rules.
Nope.
Kind of page space and just end there.
Yeah, pretty much. The fluff for every weapon is kind of pretty large. You've got big paragraphs for each.
We should probably end it here because we're at 25 minutes.
Yeah. Did you want to do the psychic discipline?
You know what? Let's do the psychic powers. We'll keep going, and then it'll just be a bonus. So, what do you think of the psychic powers?
They changed a lot from last edition. If
Very
I
much
can
so.
only take my old Codex, it's gonna help. So they changed also the names of those.
Yes.
If I can- Here in. All right. So the Primaris is quickening. So warp charge 1. Warp charge 1. You can target the Psyker himself or a friendly character within 12 inches.
Yes.
And he's gonna roll plus D3 initiatives and attack. So nice boost. Before it used to be the same. Oh, before it used to be only D3 attacks with Might of Heroes. So now you get also an initiative bonus, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So now they're definitely hitting first, and they're getting a lot of, like, this in the hands of Mephiston would be fun.
Yeah. Well, he'd be the beast he was.
Exactly. And about it is, all you got to do is take all of his powers on the Blood Angels chart, and he gets it for free.
Yep. Which is cool.
Yep. Yep. First one is Fear Darkness.
Yep. That one got nerfed a bit. It used to be a range of 24 inches. Now it's only 12. No, 18. No, 12. Yeah. No, it used to be 24. Now it's 12. It's still the target malediction. Warp charges immediately take a morale check with -2 leadership modifiers. So there's a lot of things in this codex that gives minuses to leadership tests.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. Very much so.
So yeah, that one, the range got reduced by half. So it's still good, but having it 24 inches was better.
Exactly. The next one's and also I noticed it's kind of interesting how half the psychic powers in this book are.
There are 3 of them?
Yes, numbers 4, 5, and 6 are warp charge 2. That's a lot of warp charge 2 in a book.
Yeah. Although.
No, but Blood Angels players, I don't think they're going to be relying so much on psychic powers in this codex. You know?
Mm.
I don't think they'll be getting many dice.
I mean, yeah. Well, the standard librarian got taken down in points to the same points as a normal Space Marine librarian, and we've got the special librarian dreadnought, but it's all taken up your HQ slots, and if you want to get the sanguinary priest you had before, it's also taking HQ slots. So the HQ slots are really crowded in this book.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not gonna get, unless you take multiple Force Swords, you're not gonna get a lot of dice.
No, and so we, as you just mentioned, so number 2 is Unleash Rage. It's a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 18 inches. While the powers in effect, the target has the Rage special rule. If the target already has the Rage special rule, they get +1 attack while the power's in effect.
Yeah. In the old codex, this one gave you preferred enemy.
Yes.
But,
yeah, which preferred enemy would be
But
pretty
yeah,
sweet.
it's not bad. Yeah.
No, next one is Shield of Sanguinius, which, while the power is in effect, all models of the Psyker's unit have a 5-up invul.
Yeah. Before it used to be that it 5 up invuln given, but to every unit within 6 inches of the caster.
Oh, instead of just the one that it's
So
attached
that's
to.
only the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife is now leaving. And so then the fourth one is Blood Boil.
See ya. Mm-hmm.
And it's a focus witchfire, 18-inch range, and they must take 2 toughness tests. For each test that is failed, the target loses a single wound with no saves of any kind. If the target is slain, center a large blast over their heads before moving them as casualties. All other models under the marker suffer a Strength 4, AP 5 hit, which ignores cover special rule. That will be nasty against orcs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if so before that one was that you target an enemy unit within 12 inches, so it's gone up 6 inches in range. And one model suffers a wound with no armor saves allowed, so now it's no saves of any kind. So that's nice. It's still that it's still the owner of the unit that chooses, unless, since it's a focus with fire, you get 3 warp charge or more, so you get to choose. So you could get to choose now. So before, if you rolled 5 or less on your psychic test, you could choose. So since that has changed, it's now focus watch. You can choose also now, but the great boost is the blast if the unit is destroyed. That's a big boost. So that one really got better. So that's probably why it's Warp Charge 2.
Bloodlance is the next one, and it's Warp Charge 2 again. But you know what? It's just a great. If you need to pop a Land Raider instantly, go for it.
But it got nerfed. It got nerfed because before it was 4d6 range. Range was hit.
CP1, Assault 1, Lance.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final one is Wings of Sanguinius, which is an interesting one as well. It's also Warp Charge 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it targets a single friendly infantry unit within 12 inches. So it has to be infantry.
Mm-hmm.
And unless locked in close combat, target immediately moves a move up to 12 inches. So you just instantly just shuttle your guys away or something.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't assault that turn, basically.
Yeah. So you super move, but you can't assault. It's useful if you really want to get in charge range for the next turn, or if you want to get away.
Yeah, I could see it as kind of being one if you want to get a certain gun into place, maybe within rapid fire range or something. You can shuttle them even closer in the psychic phase and then unload if you find yourself a little far away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, it's an interesting book so far. We're going to have to keep talking about this codex because I think the more we talk about it, the more we'll think about it and think about combinations and stuff. But yeah, as I said, it's not a terrible codex. Positive about this. We just feel that it's lost some flavor. Mm-hmm. We're going to try. And yeah, but there's so much more video left. So please, people, I'm just going to fade. So thank you very much, people, for watching this part 1 of our in-depth review of the new Blood Angels Codex, which is probably going to be mirror image when I do this. Yes, it is. And stay tuned for more videos. Next time we're going to cover the HQ section because this video is now like 34 minutes. So once again, thank you very much, Mr. Deblette, for being part of this video.
My pleasure.
And stay tuned. He's going to be in the next one, too. So stay tuned for more videos. Till next time, this is Jay and...
Deblette.
Deblette.
saying happy painting.